Good morning, everyone. We are No.1, and today we will talk about the sexual orientations. And we really hope that our topic today will help you understand more about the sexual orientations in LGBT community, as well as enhance your interest in this kind of trends. Okay, so our members here is me, market leader, and my partners here are BK, Minion, and Julian. Our presentations will consist about four main parts. The first one we will introduce about the sexual orientations, and secondly we will focus mainly on the extended knowledge related to these orientations, mainly the stereotypes, misunderstandings, or misconceptions in four main orientations. They are gay, like homosexual, bisexual, transgender, and asexual. And then after that, we will have a short summary of what we have discussed, and we will have a conclusion and a meeting for all you guys. So our aims here are two aims. First one, we will provide a comprehensive knowledge to all you guys about the sexual orientations. And the second thing is that we will also give you some common misunderstandings related to LGBT community. So let's begin with our introductions. So before I help you know more about the definitions, between definitions in LGBTQ community, we have a deep games that will help you move in right start. So our game is guessing the meaning of the flags. We will provide some flags about the LGBTQ community, and our game here is to, and we will divide these sides are two groups, and your job is to guess what the orientations are represented in these kind of flags. Okay, so I would like to give you count the scores for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's begin with our game. The first flag, can you guess what is the meaning? Okay, is this good for gay people in this group? 7 colors flag.
Just like the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
I don't know for sure what this means.
LGBT flash.
Yeah, both group are correct. It represents the LGBT community. The second one. These flags have 3 main colors: blue, pink, and white. What does these flags really represent for? Or you just say which these flags represent which kind of people?
Kind of people in LGBT or in society.
In LGBT community.
Less.
No, it's not lesbian.
Transgender.
Correct, it's for transgender. Some flags it will make you surprised that you might not expect that it will represent these, but this true that.
Can you provide us the meaning of these colors and why it represents transgenders one?
So, as for my opinions, the blue color is represents for male people, and the pink one is for the female people. The white color in the center of the flag is like a mix, like a combinations between these two kinds of genders. So we might say that is for the transgender people.
Honestly, I never have seen the flash before. That's why I don't know for sure.
Um, this one. It has a dark pink, dark purple, and dark blue color. What does red stand for?
Bisexual.
Yeah, bisexuality. This. Okay. If you don't have any kind of answers, and if you the perfect one, it's for the lesbian people.
Oh.
This one for lesbian people. Like you might see that the color from orange changed to pink means that the like in the two types, you can see that the orange ones are like hot one, like present for the strength, like the strengthness. So maybe it's for the woman who was tough and have a masculine mentality in the mind. And for the pink one, it's for the one who are soft.
So it is kind of the transition from the first character to the second one.
Yes,
Um,
these are two good characters. And I will explain this more, and this for the gay people.
Okay.
Like people like misunderstand between this flag and these six colors flag. They thought that the six color flags is for gay people, but the reverse is true. This represents for the homosexual people, which are people who like attracted to men only. And this one is a like an updated flag, like it's used from the 2017 until now. And this final one is quite simple, black, gray, white, and purple. Yeah, asexual. Exactly. Yeah, so congratulations, group 2. You have answered all the meaning of the flag. And in our main body part of these presentations, we'll provide you like a comprehensive knowledge related to this orientation. We'll explain more about what is asexual, bisexual, or even like homosexual. And we also provide like some kind of struggles that they have to face in their real life. Okay, so now we will continue with my explanations. I have like these kind of common misunderstandings of most people related to the LGBTQ community in general. The first one is they cannot define what is sexual orientation and gender identity. In Vietnamese, sexual orientation is su bị tục, and gender identity is bản sắc giới. Most people they don't know the difference between these kind of terms and they use them like incorrectly when they say to the LGBTQ people. For sexual orientation, it's just kind of attraction that you might feel for the other sex. Like you might feel like something like it's the feelings of yourself. And gender identity is what you want people to call you. Like, for example, you are attracted to men, you are gay, and you want to people know that you are that person. So that's gender identity. However, sexual orientation is that you have the feeling for men only, and this is the key to define that you are a gay person. The second one is third gender. Most Vietnamese call the LGBT people, including gay, bisexual, transgender, and third gender, which is called the thứ ba or thế giới thứ ba. So why does this term is false to our community? Let me explain this. I have retrieved a newspaper from Vietnam.com. It said, you can see that, in fact, the term third gender exists after the World War II, and people use that to define the poor countries or those countries which are developing. And in the opposite, for those are rich like United States or like South European countries, they are a part of the first world. And this term is originated from the article which is called Three Worlds, One Planet in 1952 from Alfred Sawi mentions. And however, in these recent years, this word is used like incorrectly to say the gay people. And yeah, and people think that the people who are gay as a new kind of word, like new kind of gender, and it's really different from the traditional ideas that girls belong to boys and the opposite, boys belong to girls. Yeah. In fact, as we have researched, the third gender means for those who not identify their actual gender, like their actual sex. Sex means that what you define like the man or the woman when you were born. And the third gender means that those people who are cannot define as man or woman, because since they grow up, some of them will have like two parts of sexual bodies, yeah, and these are called like intersex, yeah. For those who have two genital parts of their body, yeah, they are called the third gender. But these are not used for gay people, transgender, or bisexual. These are different. These are sexual orientations. And the final one is come out and closet. The come out was the full meaning for the come out phrase is come out of the closet, which means that people who want to express their sexual orientation to other people know. And the opposite of it is a closet that people don't want to express them. Yeah. So these are main common terms that you might have heard, but maybe you are not know exactly what they mean. And I have explained all of these. The next one I would want to focus on is the stereotypes, misunderstanding, and misperceptions related to each gender orientations. First one, I give you some knowledge related to homosexual. Homosexual means people who are sexually attracted to men. Yeah. If you are a man and woman, if you are a woman, like this, I read this meaning like as simple as possible, and I retrieve it from the Cambridge Dictionary. So yeah, homosexual, a simple term for this kind of word is gay people. Some stereotypes related to gay people is that they are gay because of their genes or their choice, which means they are born to be gay and they choose to be gay. The first misconceptions. The second one is that being gay is an illness and has to be cured. And these kind of understandings are mainly from the Asian countries. There's a third one, like it's quite not very common, but some gay people, like for example, we have experience is that when you are gay, do you want to transform to a woman and marry to a man you want to be in the future? So I will explain clearly is each kind of stereotypes for you here. The first one is that people are gay because of their genes or their choices. Like so many times, like I have been asked from my friends that, hey, you are gay, so does that mean your brothers are gay too? Or you are gay because uh, you are gay because you know that when you was a baby or some kind of thing. But the truth is, the people who are gay is not about their genes or their choices. It depends on the environment they live in. And after the time they live in different environments, they will know clearly about themselves as well as their desire to love or to love the person they want. Um, I have like a statistic here as I found in Gov in the website of government statistic, and it's there for the populations in UK. That you can see that a majority of people, including both male and females, from different kind of ages, agree that people are born gay or lesbians. And the second large populations of people in this orange part thinks that being gay or lesbian is a decision, like it's a selection of people. So yeah, as I have mentioned that this kind of understanding is are wrong and not very correct to gay people. And to strengthen my opinion, I also have researched through two newspapers, which is Forbes in 2019 and The Guardian 2015. They, for the gay genes, is a like they have support that gay gene is a myth and people are gay are natural and they are not being gay when they was born. In this kind of newspaper, I have researched that many scientists from United States have experienced their research on like about almost 100,000 of people in their countries to define their genes to know exactly like does this truly define their sexual orientations, and the surprise answer is they are not. And after they also hearing from the sharing from all these people they have tested, most of them have clarified that being gay is depends on environment, not about their genes. And for people choose to be gay is not true. Uh, I have seen in this kind of newspaper, The Guardian, it have this like about 8 reasons why people are being gay, and those are not include their decisions. I don't know exactly the 8th reason were, but I know the main reasons for these are, like I as mentioned before, the environment they have lived and grow up throughout the years, and also the upbringing. Upbringing means that they learn the lessons or they just receive, like they have experience from the caring from their parents. Yeah. Second one is I want to say that the second stereotype is that being gay is a disease. Like before, like I have experienced that most parents, like Asian parents, say that, oh no, you are gay, you have to have a psychology, like you have to go to the hospital. You have like the mental disease, mental disorder, and this is unnatural to the nature that brings to you. Like no, there's no such thing that man who love man or woman who love woman, and their result is they don't have any kids. People are always afraid that they focus on the result that the love means like to have sexual activities, to have kids, and yeah, they don't care so much about that. Love is the attraction, it's the feelings of different of the two separate individuals. They just focus on sex only. So that's the reason why they think that the gay and also each other terms of orientations are weird and not natural to their own beliefs. You might see that these are common jokes about gay people, which are oil or this kind of name means. And they thought that gay people, when they just having sexual activities together, they will have like HIV, AIDS, or other like disease, and yeah, and they think that the activities are very dirty, so they have so many kinds of means that discriminate the gay people like that. And you might see this like a lot in social networks like Facebook, for example. So does gay is an actually illness? No. I have researched in the website penguin.vn, and according to BK-WHO, a national health organization, they have mentioned that being gay, being transgender, or being bisexual are not defined as a mental disorder, because these are like sexual orientations, like no such, like when people just see that they are diseases, as I have mentioned before, they are just focused on the sexual activities, focus on the results at being having a child. So they just think that being so like people in those kind of orientations are a disease that needs to be cured. So that's all my explanation about the homosexual people.